Greetings, families. Welcome back once again. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. This news is once again coming from Burkina Faso. It's very important. It's about code of person, code of family. This news is among the big decisions taken today, 2nd of October 2025 in Burkina Faso. This involves immigration, citizenship, a new code that the government has put together. Families, please listen to it or what it is about. And you can tell that Burkina Faso is going through the traditional ways of doing things. Everything or most of the things are changing. I'll be back, families. Thank you for your time.
In your 8 o'clock news, the Minister of Justice and Human Rights, Edaso Rodrigo Bayala, is our guest this evening. Minister, you are here to talk to us about the major innovations in the Code of Persons and the Family. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Burkina Faso now has a new Code of Persons and the Family. What motivated the adoption of this new code?
Thank you very much for giving us the valuable opportunity to talk about this important code, which is a major and significant law for our society. What absolutely must be said right from the very beginning is that since the year 1990, our beloved country, Burkina Faso, has proudly possessed a comprehensive Code of Persons and the Family. From that pivotal year of 90 until this present day, you will undoubtedly agree with me that a significant period of almost 35 years has elapsed. And during this considerable time, Burkinabe society has profoundly evolved. Numerous new and distinct behaviors have certainly emerged and become prevalent. And it is necessary to legislate in order to take into account all these changes in society and to bring the law currently in force more in line with the realities of society. That is the main motivation. But it was also absolutely necessary, given the current and prevailing desire of the government to fully return to our established customs and cherished traditions, to meticulously ensure that our existing laws also accurately and comprehensively reflect this very important aspect. These are therefore the primary and fundamental motivations that ultimately led to the careful and deliberate adoption of this significant and impactful law. So, the review process began more than 10 years ago and has finally come to fruition, of course, with the adoption of this present law.
It is now a concrete reality. Naturally, this code includes some innovations. What are the main ones?
Of course, there are innovations. As we mentioned, the law introduces new elements in many areas. If you look first at civil status, and particularly the family name, the assignment and transmission of the family name in the new family code, while maintaining the principle of assigning the family name that already existed, that is, a child born within marriage takes the surname, the family name of the father. Alongside this stated principle, there is the possibility for the transmission of the family name, the surname, in accordance with customs and traditions. That is to say, in communities where the transmission of the name is done according to certain criteria, which is not necessarily by default the father's name, and that this should be taken into account. There is also the civil registry itself, which is now digitized with automated data processing. So from this point forward, all births can now be officially registered digitally, which will undoubtedly make the entire processing procedure significantly much easier and more efficient. There is also the issue of nationality, of acquiring nationality from now on. There is an intermediate step between acquiring nationality and what is called naturalization, which is the status of permanent resident before moving on to acquiring nationality. There is also the acquisition of nationality through marriage, which is no longer automatic. There is now a probationary period. There are also issues of loss of nationality, which already existed in the current law, but whose scope has been expanded. Even a Burkinabe by birth can have their nationality withdrawn and be stripped of it if they commit acts contrary to the interests of Burkina Faso.
That's quite serious.
If quite serious acts against the interests of Burkina Faso, they can be stripped of their nationality. If you look at the area of marriage, and even before marriage, the age of majority has been lowered from 20 to 18 years old. The legal age for marriage has also been lowered to 18 for both sexes, with the exception that marriage can be allowed at 16 if the judge approves it for a valid reason. Customary and religious marriages are recognized, of course, after they have been officially recorded. If you have marriages, If you move on to the important topic of marriage, and of course to the significant matter of life during the marriage itself, there is indeed the distinct possibility, of course, to formally change the existing marital regime and the specific form of the marriage. As you know, this issue has sparked a lot of debate. And of course, it was necessary to find a middle ground by allowing the possibility of making changes, but only with the mutual consent of both spouses and under the guidance and supervision of a judge who ensures that the consent is given freely and with full understanding. These are major innovations, Mr. Tu, because this is a code that contains 1,116 articles, so we can't list them all. The overall aim of these ongoing innovations is to encourage Burkinabe people to take ownership of it, to read it calmly. And the major innovation regarding inheritance is that fathers and mothers can now inherit from their son.
So, Mr. Minister, a question. What about homosexual practices?
Of course, that's one of the innovations of this law. From now on, homosexual practices are prohibited and punishable by law. And the penalty can be up to 5 years in prison and a fine of up to 10 million. If it concerns a foreigner, in the case of repeated offenses, they can be deported to the border.
Isn't Burkina going against human rights?
No, you know, Mr. Tu, human rights exist within a context and within a society. Burkina Faso has always asserted its sovereignty, even at the level of international bodies, while explaining its specific context. Every society has its values and every society has its principles, and these must be respected. And Burkina Faso has always, in any case, affirmed its desire, to adhere to these customs and traditions and to its societal values.
So, Mr. Minister, you mentioned traditional marriage earlier. Is divorce possible in a traditional marriage?
As soon as the customary and traditional marriage is registered, it automatically becomes like a civil marriage. So its effects, will be governed by the law and by the Family and Persons Code, of course, with the possibility of divorce.
Thank you for these clarifications. Please stay with us for the remainder.
Thank you so much, families, for listening. This is very, very important. Wow, this is serious. If you are a citizen and you misbehave, your citizenship will be stripped off. Where will you go then? This is like for the terrorists. I know that it is for them. If you misbehave, if you cause any trouble, well, they will take it from you. Where will you go? We will see. They will go and seek asylum in France. I think that's what they will do. Anyway, concerning the LGBTQ, we all know it's Africa. So if you are one, you just have to behave. That's it. You don't have to be displaying yourself outside. My cousin is one. I know people that they are. And yeah, they know how to handle themselves. Let's put it that way. But if you are displaying yourself, then you are causing or calling for trouble. Law will deal with you. Let's put it that way. And our advice, if you want to become a citizen, the best way to go is contact the embassy. And no, it's not easy. It's difficult because of the language barrier. But if you are someone who know where and means to contact them, or you know how to get it, or you know how to get a visa, let us know. Let us know, advise us on what to do, because I need that information to share to a lot of people. But I will strictly advise, contact the embassy. Go there in person. Don't email or anything. If you know they can answer you, because I've been trying, there's no answer. If you are close to them, go there. I'm not close to them, so I will not say I'm going there. So please, because it's something serious, you need to get more details about it. We all know many countries you cannot get citizenship just like that. You get indefinite, after indefinite, then you get your passport. And if you marry, you still go through that. It's not automatic in many countries. And even if you have a child in a country, some countries like UK, it takes 10 years for the child to get citizenship. I don't know about any other countries how it is. America, it used to be instant. They have changed it as well. So yes, things are changing a lot. Thank you. I hope this video will clarify a lot of things in your mind, will answer a lot of your questions, even though it is very deep. And if you are LGBTQ, please just be careful when you go there. Thank you so much for your time and everything. God bless you. Credit to our TV News. My VIPs, my kings and queens, my returning families, thank you so much. God bless you all. I will see you soon. Bye bye. Have a wonderful day and stay blessed.